Hey guys. Hopefully you guys are doing okay tonight. We are doing a $5 stream. Nothing fancy, just something that I wanted to do again this week because you guys seem to like it. We're going to set our timer. We are going to do 15 minutes, Hiroshima, of free yes, no. So you guys can ask any question that you want as long as you have the correct emoji, keyword that is in the description added with your question. In order to be added to the free list, we just ask that you follow the rules. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start this now. You guys can ask your questions. Hey, Ashley, thank you for liking the video. All right, so hopefully our likes on the video match our free list questions. So here we go, Rashima, number 1. Will I get success and victory soon? I have a yes, King of Wands. That could be, would I feel better setting boundaries with my child's father? Oh, yes. You'll feel more stable. You'll definitely feel better. You'll have more confidence as well once you make this move, once you do this. This is interesting energy. We have the Queen of Pentacles here is like the mother, and then we also have the Strength card. So it's kind of like getting like mama bear energy a little bit here. Okay, so question number 3, we have L. Okay, I am getting a no on that. 9 of Swords, L, which I'm sorry to hear. I think we've got to try to do a little bit better. I think they need to see a little bit more, maybe consistency or something. Hey, Becca. Okay, so Chasmin's number 4. Will I hear from a Sagittarius soon? Show me a yes or a no. I am getting a yes, 3 of Pentacles. All right, so that, okay, got it. So next we have number 5, Ashley Vasquez. Do any local jewelers want to buy my jewelry in Fresno, California? Oh, please show me a yes or a no for Ashley. Okay, Judgment is a yes card. There may be some changes that need to be made here. The Judgment talks about making a judgment call, so they could be in the middle of that decision, but they're looking at it. They're looking at you, so I am getting a yes. Number 6, we have Earth Angel. Will Michael be back to communicate soon? Please show me a yes or a no for Earth Angel. Becca, thank you for the donation. I am getting a no, Earth Angel. No at the bottom of the deck as well. Maybe the timing is off, but I'm getting a no. I'm sorry, Elle. All right, so that was question number 6 that I answered. And we only have 6 likes on the video, okay? So if I move on to question number 7, we need to have the same amount of likes as the same amount of questions that I answer. It's only fair. That's the only energy I ask you guys to extend towards me is liking the video, making sure you're a subscriber. So Nyla says, any improvement in my love life before the end of the month? Please show me a yes or a no for Nyla. Ooh, that's a maybe, Nyla, actually. I feel like something new is happening for you. We do have the Fool at the bottom of the deck. So when it comes to love, it feels like something new, which is good because you're looking for improvement. I just don't know if it's exactly what you had in mind. You're welcome, Earth Angel, Rashina, Ashley, you're welcome. All right, guys, I'm going to stop answering yes or no questions because we're now getting to the point where I'm answering more questions than I have likes on this stream. So if you haven't already liked the stream, please do so. Okay, so let me confirm Becca's donation really quickly. We have 9 minutes left on the clock for free questions. Becca, I know that we have 8 minutes left on the clock, but what I could do is just go ahead and get started on your question if you'd like. And when we work on yours, we can just go ahead and pause the time so that we're not just sitting here for 8 minutes. So Becca, if you're in here, you can go ahead and ask your question for your donation. 7 minutes left on the clock for free reading tonight, guys. Still only 6 likes on the video. I've answered more questions than that. If you haven't already, please like the video. Scott Ross, thank you so much for subscribing. We'll talk soon. I will answer a yes or no question for you there. Thank you guys for liking the video as well. I appreciate it. We have Emily R. Does Spirit want me to apply to the SLPA grad program? Please show me a yes or a no for Emily. Ooh, 7 of Cups. They definitely want you to consider it, think of it. I'm leaning towards a yes. We have the 7 of Cups and the Ace of Wands. I feel like this could bring you into some type of new direction here or new potential. SLPA. I luckily have my glasses on, but I was like, what does that say? What does that say? Okay, so Firefly, does N care about me? Please show me a yes or a no. Does N care about me? I am getting the Wheel of Fortune, which is a yes. There are loving feelings here. 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. You're welcome, Emily. Becca, is there a certain deck that you wanted me to use tonight? Sunflower, will my relationship with my Taurus man keep going well? Please explain further. Okay, so I feel like it is going to. You guys are clearly investing in one another, but there's something here about not moving as quickly as you would like. So the Eight of Cups talks about maybe you'll get to the point, or you've gotten to the point where you may feel like you need to assist this along, and maybe you consider whether or not to stay in the connection. The Hangman does talk about a lot more work needed to what am I trying to say? Maybe it requires more work than you would like or would hope for. So I like the little smiley face. I'm hopeful for you. Like I said, I do feel like there is investment here, but it's either something you guys have recently gotten over or something that you're going to feel like it's not moving along quick enough for you. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Do not scratch my cabinet, Bodhi. You're welcome, Firefly. Okay, so Becca wants regular water rider weight. Okay. So this deck is the one that I have that's regular rider, original. Angel High, Crystal Sea. Will there be a reconciliation between me and my Sagittarius? Crystal Sea, will there be a reconciliation between me and my Sagittarius? Please show me a yes or a no for Crystal Sea. Maybe like a slight baby one. The Page of Cups is here, which is a messenger of love. It's a good card to ask when you're wanting to know a love, a romance connection, or a relationship question. So I'm going to go with a yes for this. This is a yes card for me. All right, guys, we only have 10 likes on the video. I've definitely answered more questions than 10 questions. So we're going to try to keep up with this energy exchange. Please make sure you like the video. If I answer a question for you and you haven't done so already, Jess will communicate more. I am getting a yes, the sun for Jess. Sunflower, okay, we had a little conflict, but we're working through things. Good, good, good. I'm glad. Angel says, does G have a picture or video of me? All right, so we have a yes, Six of Wands, something that he or she admires and appreciates. Sunflower, that was Seven of Pentacles on the back, yes. Danielle donated. Danielle, thank you. I'm going to post the donation list in just a second. Crystal, will there be reconciliation between me and my Sagittarius? Crystal C. Did I already answer Crystal's question? I don't think I did. Oh, I did. Yes, I did. You're welcome, Crystal. Hey, Star, you have been here before. I do ask that you guys post the correct. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Will there be reconciliation between Star and Mahal? Please show me a yes or a no. I have a no star. Something here getting in the way. Eight of Pentacles talks about work, career, some type of life obligation. Scott Ross is new to my channel today. Thank you for subscribing. Scott Ross, should I go and see Scorpio today? Please show me a yes or a no for Scott. Crystal, you're welcome. Should I go and see Scorpio today? Please show me a yes or a no. Ooh, Ace of Cups. I say go for it. We have the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck as well. I have a yes for you, Scott. Beautiful love is back. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Will the agency call me back soon for a job opportunity? Please show me a yes or a no for beautiful love. I think it's going to be a bit of a wait, beautiful love. The heightened man is a maybe / no for me, so I want to say it's unlikely, but at the same time, the hangman talks about delays, so I kind of feel like I'm not fully confident telling you outright no, that's not going to happen. So I think it's just going to take a little bit of time for us. We got to check back into this for you another day. Okay. All right. So donations. Let's confirm. Okay, so Danielle, you donated enough for 2 questions, but I saw that you said 1 question, so I'm a little confused. So let me know what that is. Did you want 1 in-depth? That's $11. 1 in-depth is 11. You sent 10, but I can do 2 minis for you. Let me know. Did anyone else make a donation that I'm not aware of? Thank you guys for all the likes. So we're going to get started on Becca. You're welcome, beautiful. Scott says, that's a yes. Thank you. You're welcome. All right, so that's it for the free list. If you are new to me today, I will still answer a question for you. But anyone who's been here before, the free list is now closed. No way, Becca. That's crazy. is really not good cards that I'm getting here, especially underlying. Well, first of all, there's a pull to you, Becca. He's desiring for some kind of reconciliation. He at least wants you guys to be on good terms. I feel like I've always seen, Becca, for you and this person, that it would be like co-parenting, but like the kid's dad and you would each be in y'all's own relationship and working together. So I don't know if this feels like a last resort, not last resort, like a last chance, or like let's give it a last shot, because the center of the reading is the Nine of Wands, which talks about resilience, last lap, just pushing it for one more chance, one more try, like just keep going kind of thing. So I don't know if it's like he would just be open to the opportunity if it were to come through. The Six of Cups talks about wanting to maybe reunite, reconcile, thinking a lot about the past and maybe the memories you guys had together, or even the regret for the memories that you guys didn't make. And so maybe he's also not 100% sure about this other person. And he kind of has always had in the back of his mind, like, what if maybe her and I could be together, talking about you and him. And it's almost like if she were open, I can give it one more shot. I think that he's definitely um, always kind of had this like idea that at some point you guys would be together, even if that seems completely delusional. Hey, Danielle, you said, let me add for depth. Okay, gotcha. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, and then Terry said, can I still donate? Yes, Terry, I actually just started my stream. You can donate as well. I don't know why he keeps like trying to sleep with me, get involved with me. Romantically, if there's another woman involved. I think he wants to pursue this other woman, but he's just not 100% sure about her yet. And like I said, he's always felt like there's always that possibility, like that door is never shut when it comes to you. I mean, men want their options. Like, I feel like a lot of times masculine energies are just like, even if they're, I feel like sex to them is more like a experience rather than a commitment. So it's not completely unheard of or crazy that he would also want to sleep with you or involve himself with you, even if he's involved with someone else. Some people just want their cake and eat it too, but I do think that it goes deeper than that. I think it goes deeper than sex. I think because you guys have a child together, and it makes me feel like in his mind he thinks if he like I think he's just trying to get a sense of direction. He's trying to think to himself, do I completely say it's not an option for me and Becca at all, completely shut that down and pursue this other person and just put my all into this person? I think it's more like he's always just felt like this void when it comes to you, and like wanting to have that like family connection, that bond. And just like, I think he's just always thought down the line that that's a possibility. And that's probably where things are getting a little bit confusing, because if he is involving himself with someone else, I think it's more like he has to let go of the fantasy. And the Nine of Wands just talks about y'all have really been through it together, and it's like one wand away from an ending. And so it's like him just thinking to himself, like, is this even an option? What could we even try? If not, I just need to completely let that go and figure it out. I feel like with Justice, he is trying to make the right decision. He is trying to figure out what would be best. And I think honestly, just maybe coming to terms and accepting, I'm viewing like the strength card right now is like accepting the situation for what it is. Thank you, Danielle. Okay, Terry, I'll confirm in just a minute for you. Um, so I don't think it's as like there's what am I trying to say? I don't want, if someone's telling you he wants to sleep with you, I don't want you to think that there's anything more to it than that as far as like the sex part of it. I don't think that he's necessarily desiring you like all the time. I definitely feel stronger sexual connection with you and someone else that you ask about. But I feel like he just kind of is like, I'm not shutting the door to that. I wouldn't shut the door to that unless she told me to. Like, unless she told me you need to completely move on. I think it's just something that he's just kind of always thought about, always thought was a possibility that it would happen. I think that he is kind of delusional. He might be lying to himself here. I think that he probably knows that it's just better off, like what's done is done. But at the same time, he does view it as like, can we overcome this? Can we make this happen? I don't know. It just seems like you guys just aren't, I don't know. It's just interesting. It's interesting energy, which is very confusing. If you look at all these cards that I've got here, it's like, here we go. Remember I said he needs to make a decision, make a judgment call. But if you look at all these cards here, like typically in tarot, these obviously are not like the best cards to have as underlying energy. So it's just a little bit like maybe he's lying to himself, maybe he's a little bit delusional. Maybe he just really needs to let the idea go of you guys being together, and he needs to really come to terms to accept the fact that like you guys aren't going to sleep together again. Maybe he needs to put all his focus on this other person that's in his life instead of thinking like, oh, what if, what if, what if. People always think about the other option or the other side of things. Yeah, it's a woman he was in a relationship with for a year. Oh no. I didn't know about her the whole time. Yeah. And I mean, that does talk about sneaky energy. To me, these two cards together does feel like more like delusion, being blind to the reality of what things are, wanting to just pretend and ignore it. And I'm also sorry that he involved you in that way. But yeah, I think it's more just like he needs to come to terms with the fact that like it's done. Like nothing's gonna come of this, even though he may have these bursts of moments where he wants it or he would hope for it, or maybe he feels like him and this other person aren't necessarily clicking. But it could be they're not clicking and that they don't have a good stable foundation because he still has you swirling around in his mind and he hasn't like really been able to just let that go. You can see here like him being like, let's try, let's keep going, let's see if we can make something of this. And then you also have like the Six of Cups talking about wanting to get back together, reunite, reconcile, things like that. It just seems as though it's like he just kind of always thought that maybe you guys would end up together, and he just hasn't been able to really put that out of his mind. I think honestly, Becca, if you're like done with it, if you're like, you put me in such like uncomfortable positions, such shitty places, like, I just truly just don't think we'd ever get back to that point. It's really important for you to move on. I think that would be good for him. I'm specifically seeing the word sever, like he needs to be able to sever the ties between you guys. He feels like you are an extension of him. When you guys aren't around, he still views you guys as like, that's my family, but he needs to be able to move past that. Like he needs to realize like that's not really an option anymore, that he lost that chance. He lost that option. That way you guys can heal separately and then hopefully at some point come back together, because that's the highest potential I see, is you working like being compatible in a parenting style relationship. Danielle, what can I ask for you? You said you wanted a in-depth. What question do you have for me? Makes sense. Okay, good. I'm glad that it makes sense. I think sometimes we can get very hung up on like the why does the person want to sleep with me, or why are they thinking about me or whatever. But I like feel like I really hit the nail on the head with that reading. that it's more like he just hasn't really been able to fully let you go. I think every time you guys have been intimate together, he's like thinking this isn't the last time. And what it feels like energetically is that he does need to let this go. He does need to move on. And I think it will be easier for you as well. It's like, yeah, you guys are always going to have that tie to one another. And he does get these like overwhelming feelings of like love for you. And like sometimes I feel like he gets on this mission almost as if like, you know, when you are in such a good mood, right? And you're hanging out with your friends and you're like, "Oh my god, totally, like, we definitely need to get together soon, like, when works for you?" And you're like, "Oh, okay, so let's do it on this date," or whatever. And, like, you're feeling good, you make those plans, and you're really excited about it, and, like, you really genuinely want to do it at that time, but then that time actually comes around and you're like, "Why did I do this? Why did I make these plans? I have so much going on." Or you're like, I really want to save my money for something else, or you're like, I just am not feeling it. We all go through ebbs and flows of emotion. And so it's almost like sometimes when he thinks these things, you're very heavy on his mind. I feel like he gets into a place where he's just like, oh, we could make this work. We could really try, da 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 da. And then he like later regrets having those thoughts because he's like, well, nothing's gonna come of it. What am I gonna do with this? Like, why did I even think that in the first place? And so energy check-ins are so interesting because sometimes someone could be really feeling you, really about you, really wanting to make it work. And then later they realize that they actually felt differently, or maybe they just were in a very good mood that day and really hopeful and determined and feeling dedicated. And then they like the energy shifts. So it's like, that's kind of what it feels like with him sometimes. Cause I really can tell how strongly he feels for you, but it almost seems like he feels stronger for the fantasy than the reality. And I think that's where it gets him because he gets caught up in that. And that's probably what you're hearing and sensing and like picking up on psychically, and what's being told to you in readings is because like he's in that place of the fantasy versus the reality. So that's hopefully a little bit better explanation. Danielle, are you here? Thank you guys for all the likes on the video. If you haven't liked the video already, please do. Okay, so let's see. Danielle, I'm ready for your question. And Terry, you can also ask if you'd like. Wait, is Danielle even in here? Terry, go ahead and ask your question as well. I'm gonna give Danielle like another minute or so, and if for whatever reason she doesn't come back in, then we'll go ahead and get moving on to you. Becca, please let me know if that resonated for you. I hope it did. Okay. Hey Taka, I got your donation as well. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna move on to Terry's question. Hopefully Danielle will be. Oh, There's Danielle. There's Danielle. Okay, Danielle, got you. You came back just in time. And Danielle donated for an in-depth on this question. Okay. Danielle, do me a favor and tell me which deck you're drawn to here. All right, Danielle, I'm actually going to go ahead and choose for you. I wonder if people are like in and out of the stream or something. That's okay, Taka. Thank you. I've got you on the list. Oh, Danielle is in here. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and go with the wizards for you. Danielle wants to know Jay's feelings about Danielle putting her foot down with him. Let's see. What are the feelings? What are Jay's feelings when Danielle put her foot down with him, please? What are Jay's feelings about it? What are Jay's feelings about it? I gotta say he's not thrilled. So for example, some things that he might be thinking in his head are, I don't really like this. I can understand where she's coming from, although like it does seem a little bit extra, like it does seem a little bit much to take it this far. But I mean, she can do what she wants to do. Like, I'm not going to be mad at it. Let's see. He feels like you're keeping yourself away from him. Like, he's almost looking at this like, okay, so she's just going to do that then. All right. Like, I don't feel like it's necessarily changing his mindset. He's definitely not thrilled, but he's staying steady. Like, he's not moving. It's not changing him. It's not making him like step up. So in some ways, I feel like that's beneficial for you objectively, just because he let him fall away. Like, if he's not going to come chase after you, that's like a blessing for you. But it seems like he's unmoved. The Emperor is someone who still wants to be in control, still wants to take charge, and they don't make sudden movements though. They don't make sudden changes. They're someone who you could just consider them a rock. Like, they're stable, they're unmoving, they're unchanged. And he's almost looking at like, you are taking yourself away from him. You're backing away. And in some weird distorted perception, it's like he is trying to put this on you or pin this on you and be like, you know, it is what it is, but like she's being I don't agree with his actions. Like I don't agree with what everything that she says. In some circumstances I can see it, I can understand it, but almost like she's being dramatic. Like that's kind of the view. I don't think he would use that word or that's the exact extent of it. And so I might be using that as a hyperbole, but that's kind of like the feelings that I'm getting is like he's saying that it's like very it's a bit much, and I don't feel like it's necessarily transforming him. Part of me thinks that he thinks that it's not over though. Like I think he thinks this is just a feeling that you have currently that you'll eventually get over. You'll move on, you'll move past because of your feelings for him. Let me see why the judgment part is here. Like it's not, I feel like if you're wanting it to be more of an impact than it is. I do like the High Priestess and the Four of Pentacles in the center of the reading because here is like telling me, yes, this is what she needed to do. This is what we've been wanting her to do. Oh, geez. I'm sorry. Spirit, why is the Judgment card here? Why is the Judgment card here? Gosh, what is wrong with this person? It's like, I've got to say, like, he enjoys you, but it almost feels like he's okay with this not going anywhere. Like he's okay with being like disconnected from you as like the natural next steps. Like he's okay with that. What I don't like about this is the way that it's making me feel is that he's not necessarily ever really considered you the way that he should, or maybe recently not considering you the way that he should. Like it almost seems like he enjoys you. He enjoys what it does for him. But he's not willing to put any further extent out there. I don't see him necessarily apologizing. I don't see him like with a page of pentacle or I'm sorry, an ace of pentacles, like extending an offer out to you, extending an olive branch, wanting to take accountability or hold himself accountable. It's like, well, what is this? And it's just like him just being like, I'm gonna do what I want to do, whether she likes it or not. The Seven of Swords does talk about sneaky energy. It can talk about doing things that may not be the best for everyone, and that's kind of why I was thinking in my mind that it doesn't seem like, at least recently, that he's very much considered you and your feelings. The moon is here again. This can talk about things hidden. Did you feel like a lot of the times you had to figure things out on your own? Like, was he outright telling you what he's doing, or do you feel like you had to go like into spy mode and have to like dig and dig and dig to find things out and seek things out and get answers that you weren't getting directly from him? Because it seems like he keeps a lot of things hidden, and also as a secondary interpretation, he keeps things locked up. He's very private. He doesn't put it all out there. Like he wants to only tell you certain things if it like works for him or benefits him to tell you the things that he says. Oh my god, I literally was asking the Hierophant to clarify the Hierophant, or asking a card to clarify the Hierophant, and I got the Hierophant. So what this is telling me is that he wanted you to believe that you guys were on the same page about a lot of things. Like I almost feel like he molded himself in a way to make him more appealing to you, make you more attracted to him, at least towards the beginning of the connection when you guys like first started getting to know one another. It's like it felt like, okay, this person understands me, this person gets me. I feel good around this person, and I almost feel like this is what he used to his advantage to kind of pull you in. Which I've got to say is like a byproduct of being narcissistic, but I'm not going to assume anything. Okay, so remember when I was talking about that's more like Five of Swords energy, where it's like he just wants what's best for him, whether he considers you or not. I'm like, I don't see this the Five of Swords yet, but it did come out. So this is him wanting to win at all costs. Like he wants to stay on top. He wants to be the person in control of the situation. Honestly, I think he would be perfectly happy if every time he wanted to be around you, he would just be around you and you'd be okay with that. He would love a life with you where you did everything that he wanted when he wanted it without any kind of pushback or expectation. And that would be the perfect scenario for him. He is disappointed that you don't want to invest in this further. You putting your foot down is definitely disappointing for him. I don't know. Something tells me he thinks that this is just momentary, though. Like, I think he says if the next natural steps of our connection is for us to not communicate with each other, then that's fine with me, but I'm not going to fight for it. But somehow, in his like egotistical mind, he does feel like you're just going to come back to him. Like, it's going to be easy to reconnect because of the feelings you have. There's something here about like needing to work on better myself or work on myself for her to want to be with me. I don't know. I'm not crazy about the Nine of Cups in this reading. The Nine of Cups is very smug, in my opinion. Hey, Naira, thank you for the donation. I'll confirm you in just a second, okay? It's very smug to me. It's very like I want this and I want that and I want everything at one time. It's like I want my cake and I want to eat it too. Like I don't care really. As long as I'm fulfilled and I'm satisfied, then that's all that matters. The bottom of the deck, we do have the fact that like him bettering himself in this connection is frankly not interesting to him. He doesn't care to work on himself. Maybe that's what I was picking up here is like he just doesn't want to. Honestly, I would be shocked if he were to want to apologize to you, like if he were to hold himself accountable. But I would also, if he did, question what the motives were, because this type of person that I'm picking up on, it doesn't feel like pure to me for whatever reason here. And I don't know if something just suddenly changed between you guys, if things were going great for a while and then now like things have shifted, or you've always kind of felt this underlying like red flag. But right now, it to me, it just feels like he's not remorseful. He's disappointed, he's sad, he's unhappy about it, but he's not regretting, he's not remorseful, he's not necessarily sorry. I think to a certain extent, he understands why you're doing what you're doing, but I don't think he's going to get in your way though to stop it. I don't think he's going to necessarily fight for this right now. So that's what I have for you, Danielle, and I am sorry. That's a really shitty situation to be in. But I'm proud of you. Your spiritual team is proud of you for making this move. Something tells me that you too are also disappointed, but you're not like heartbroken. Like I feel like more like your frustration and like you're like why, like your anger and the fact that like he wasted your time, but I'm not really feeling like you're heartbroken about it. You're devastated, like you're crying over this, you know, maybe in the past, but I don't feel that right now. I feel more like you're just like what a waste. But I hope that you don't think it's a waste. I hope you somehow use this as motivation to maybe transform that feeling into something positive. But yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you again for donating. All right, so now we have Terry. Let me go ahead and update the donation list really quickly. Terry, if you're here, if you can just say hello, so I know that I don't have to timestamp your reading. Terry, Taka, and Nyla all donated for a mini reading. Taka and Nyla, you can actually go ahead and post your question. And Nyla, thank you again for donating a little bit extra on PayPal because of those fees. I really appreciate you doing that. I'm always going to call y'all out. If I see that you did that, I just want to thank you. I think Danielle did that too. So thank you, Danielle. All right. Terry, while you're checking in with me, you can also let me know which deck you want me to use. Intuitively choose. You can tell me the color, or you can tell me 1, 2, or 3. Terry, we're about to do your reading. Okay, so Terry wants the Wizards. Nyla, you're so sweet. Okay, so Terry says, how did Nate feel about seeing you today? Ooh. I always feel good when I do readings for you and Nate. I don't know what it is, but I like it. How did Nate feel about seeing Terry? Spirit Nate saw Terry today. How did he feel about seeing Terry? His thoughts, impressions, his feelings. Got it, Nyla. Janet, I am so sorry. My free list is closed. I see you've been here before, but I typically don't answer questions like that. I don't consider myself a medium per se. Maybe one day, but not yet. If you're wanting to ask a different kind of question, yes or no, you can donate to get that question answered. Thanks for stopping by. What I love, Terry, is that the center of his reading is Ace of Wands. That's beautiful. Because as we all know, when we're asking questions about a person of interest, when we see an Ace of Wands, we know that they were feeling some chemistry. We know that something was going on downstairs. We know that their heart may have been racing or like getting butterflies or just like an excitement. It's almost like a jolt to the heart. Like I just feel like maybe at times like they know they're going to see you, but they get like when they do see you, it's like their heart skips a beat kind of feeling. It's a very exciting quality, and it's almost like, you know, when someone says you can feel the tension, you can cut the tension with a knife. It's like other people around you thought like they're not sensing the feelings that you guys have for each other or the thoughts you guys have about one another. It's like this secret out in the open chemistry or tension, and it's kind of exciting because it's like no one really knows, like no one has any idea that you guys are feeling this way about each other, maybe the people close to you, but it's almost like this secret like energy that you guys are extending to one another, and like it's like they know it and you know it. Maybe we haven't really admitted it out loud, but like we know it, And so it's just exciting. It's just really exciting. You guys just kind of keep it to yourself. So I feel like we're on the verge of actually communicating those feelings for one another, or being like, is this an, do you, is there kind of some kind of chemistry going on here? Like just something along those lines, right? Like just feeling a sense of wanting to admit or wanting to come out in the open, just to like clarify that we're not going crazy in our head, right? Like this isn't just, we're not just making this up. So with the Ten of Wands, it's kind of like this is now something that's been going on for a little while. It's weighing on you guys not being able to communicate it or talk about it. And specifically, we're coming from Nate's perspective. So I'm almost sensing that we try, but we can't help it. I'm sensing that almost he wants to maybe come forward, I will say, because the Ten of Wands is here and it's on his reading his feelings towards you. Like I see you guys together here, but it's like there's people around. And even when there's not, if there's not people around, hey, I speak, how are you? Even if there's not, like there is this sense of like, we still can't openly freely communicate what we're thinking, communicate our feelings with one another. And I think that it's like he's trying not to react when he sees you. He's trying to play it cool. The Queen of Wands is here, so he's just, I feel like he's pulling towards you. He's very drawn to you though. Like I almost feel like he wants to think of ways and excuses to be around you, or that aren't necessarily something he needs to. The Three of Pentacles also talks about working together, collaborating with one another, being in the same place with other people. It's like a very collaborative, cooperative card here. So I can't remember if you said you guys work together or if you guys go to school together or what this is, but it's like it just feels like that to me. It feels like there's this air of like platonic cooperation as well that we like have to make a priority. Okay, Taka, that was sweet. Thank you. I mean, either way, you donated before your turn, so that's okay. But if you want to make it fair, if Nyla wants to go first, Taka, and then we can just do your questions back to back. Either way. I do have the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck, and so this talks about them viewing you as someone very confident, someone appealing. The Queen of Wands carries themselves with such a sex appeal about them that they know that other people want them. And I feel like that's how he was viewing you. It's like they walk around like they've got a mystery about them or like a secret about them. Kind of like, I don't know. I don't know why this is coming to my mind right now, but like they say that if you want to do well in an interview, to or like to get a job or to be like a bit mysterious and intriguing to someone, don't wear underwear. Like I've heard that before, because it's like you know something about what's going on with you, and even though it's not necessarily like a secret, it's just kind of like something that you know about that brings about an air of mystery around you. And so like that's kind of what I'm getting, Terry, is that he kind of felt like you were mysterious, like you had some kind of air of mystery about you, some kind of secret, and like he was intrigued by it and he wanted to kind of figure you out or discover more. Yeah, so as I'm having that conversation with you, I'm cutting the deck and I have the moon here. So I'm dead on with like him feeling there was some type of mystery. Cut the deck again, we have the devil. So this is a sexual tension that you guys have going on. I speak. Are you doing okay tonight? Katie, I do have a spot for your reading. Absolutely. All right, Terry's is very accurate. Good, I'm glad. All right, so Nyla, you are next. Nyla, if you can let me know if you're in here, that would be great. And then also at the same time, let me know which deck you want me to use for yours. Yeah, so I do different types of streams all the time, Katie. So sometimes I'll do a BOGO, 2 for 15. Sometimes I just do $15 per question. Sometimes I do $5 per question. It really just all depends on how I'm feeling that night. The $5 ones are mini readings, but you can do an in-depth for 11. And then you can also add on channeled message cards to your reading for like 5 for 5, 6 for 6, 7 for 7. So it's almost like you can build your reading. So my prices are less today than they usually are. However, that doesn't mean that they're not going to be more another day, or I'll, go back. It just all depends. I just want to be accessible to everyone. So my prices are going to constantly change each stream, most likely. Okay. Cheers. I love that. Thank you, Luna. You're welcome. That was pretty spicy. Okay, so now let's do the third one. So you want this one as number 3? All right, so Katie, are you doing one in depth or are you doing 2 minis? Katie P, if you can let me know. Also, thank you for donating a little bit extra. Everyone that donates extra because of the fees is like, you warm my heart. Thank you very much for doing that. Okay, so Katie wants an in-depth. Got it. Nyla, this is Ryder, yes. I guess I should put them face up for y'all. Muy caliente. It was spicy, wasn't it, Becca? I actually just sent it blindly. Like, I just was like, type. And like, I went back actually after the fact just to read it and make sure that everything that I had said made sense. And then I was like, oh, dang. Sometimes I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, so Nyla said yes on Ryder. We've got a lot of people choosing Ryder tonight. I think it's just one of those nights, you know? Okay. It was spot on too. I love it. Love it. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, so Nyla says, anything exciting coming my way between now and the end of this year? So I'm immediately hearing and seeing here with this 4 of, ooh, okay, so I'm gonna give this card to you. With this 4 of Swords card, it's like just the card of rest, the card of relaxation. It almost feels like you're gonna be taking a little bit more time off through the rest of the year, which would make sense, because holidays and things like that. But it almost feels like you're giving yourself a break. You're giving yourself a disconnect so that you can recharge your batteries, so to speak. This could also be like a cleanse. This could be a clearing. So it could be like eliminating social media, maybe picking up a book, or eliminating social media, reading or watching some TV. I keep saying reading. I don't know why. Maybe you're going to be doing some reading. But it just feels like being more present, being more in the moment. This also can be a nod towards meditation as well. I'm trying to see if anything else is coming. But basically, it's like just slightly altering your daily habits that are making it so you feel more at peace. You are recharging. Okay, good. Now, I do want to point out the very exciting part here is that you have two pentacle cards, one of opportunity and one of actual money being handed to you. So, whenever we see this, we think, okay, there's going to be an opportunity or an offer coming your way when it comes to your finances, your career, or like a combination of the two. Some examples of that could be you win some money, you're gifted some money, you are offered a promotion that gives you more money, you're offered a promotion that gives you better opportunities, something in that way between now and before the end of the year. And actually, now that I think about it, that also makes sense because usually around this time we're doing reviews and we're talking about like raises and things of that nature. So yeah, so I've got that. I'm getting very realistic things for you in this reading. I do want to clarify why the Five of Swords is here. A lot of times I view that as a negative thing. So maybe people are, I feel like other people might be a bit, they're like pining for what you have, Nyla. Like there could be other people in your realm, like in your experience close to you, that like are jealous about your come up, jealous about your glow. The Five of Swords talks about winning at all costs, and it almost seems like they either are trying to compete with you and you aren't aware of it, or you are leveling up and they're jealous of it and they're watching it in a way that's more like a sorry loser, like a poor loser is what I'm getting here. You do have some jealous colleagues. Okay. Now, the Chariot coming out with the Fool is great because it shows like you're putting your head up and you're looking away from, I don't know, the haters. And it's just like, that's so beneath me, that's so behind me, like I'm not even worried about it. There's an expression that's coming to mind, and it's like, turn your face towards the sun and the shadows fall behind you. It's actually a tattoo my sister has. And that almost feels like what you're doing is you're letting your shadows fall behind you here with the Fool. Okay, so the sun is shining down on you, but you're letting the shadows fall on the other side. You've got good things going for you, you've got better things coming to you, and you're more focused about up and out, more expansive than the people who are more internal and like retreating. So the Chariot talks about a dedication and determination as well to kind of maybe move on. I feel like it's possible you've been feeling like things have been a bit slow for you, maybe even delays, or maybe things just aren't happening as quickly as you would have liked in the recent past. You know, Scorpio energy that we're coming out of into Sagittarius energy talks about like we're taking a good look at our life and realizing what changes need to be made. And then the Sagittarius energy comes in after Scorpio, where it's like, okay, now things are lighter, things are happier, things are better. We're kind of feeling like we're starting something new. I always say that the fall feels like a fresh start, in my opinion. I don't think our new year starts in January. I think it starts in the fall, but that's just my personal practice and preference. But it does feel like there's some lighter, easier, less baggage energy coming your way. So that also feels really good. I wanted to clarify the Five of Swords just to confirm what I was thinking. I feel like the message came in full there, but let's just see. Okay, so you do have people around you that want to celebrate you, that are actually here for you and your wins and celebrating you in those moments. Lean into those people. But also, there is a double message here that there could be people who are a bit two-faced about your wins. So I love the fact that if people are jealous and you're aware of it, it just goes to show that they wear their jealousy so easily that you can read them. Because the ones that you want to watch out for are the people who say they're happy for you, but they're really not. So just kind of keep your ears and eyes open up your senses, just be aware of who you confide in, and know that as the center of your reading, there could be other people that are, jealous of you moving up and on and things like that. Um, Not necessarily like an exciting thing to mention, but I guess it's something to just tell you. So you said nothing happened these last 2 years, so in need of a new start. It does feel that way for me. So yeah, that's what I've got for you. Good. Okay. All right, so we're gonna move on to Taka with 2 questions. Taka, you can go ahead and post. Nyla, thank you again for your donation. While Taka posts, I'm gonna go grab a drink. So I'll be right back. And Taka, you're able to choose your deck as well if you'd like to do that. I don't know, I just feel called to let people choose their decks tonight. So so just tell me 1, 2, or 3, and we'll get started on your first question in just a second. Oh my goodness, it's cold in my house. It's freezing. Just cold all the time. Pile 2. Y'all are liking the rider tonight. Okay. All right, Spirit, what are P's overall feelings or thoughts? What are P's overall feelings and thoughts towards Taka? P's overall feelings and thoughts right now towards SS, please. Okay, it's clairvoyantly getting lips, the shape of your lips. A lot of times that message comes through and it's like they pay attention to your mouth when you talk. They may like want to kiss you or want to know what your lips feel like. Something to them feels like the connection is like has come to an end. or like a desire to start over. We have the reconcile here. So the world signifies the end of a journey, maybe wanting to put an end to the way things are between you guys right now and start something new. The Page of Swords is curiosity. So I feel a lot of times when I get the Page of Swords that it's like they're thinking about you quite a bit, or they're trying to do the research on you or discover about you, maybe not react when other people mention your name, or if and when they see you, like let's just say you see each other, but more like just trying to discover more about you, trying to see, are you dating someone, what are you posting on your social media. It's like a heavy curiosity and, should I say, study or research on you, almost like this person's getting a message like they major in you, Taka, like they know so much about you, they like seek out information on you. You know, if someone goes to school on a subject and they major in a certain subject, it's like that subject for them is you, which is interesting. He's a bit more talkative towards me. Like, I don't know, his vibe is more vibrant towards me. The Page of Swords is talkative, it's opinionated, it may act on impulse as well. So you've got to like understand that he may come at you a certain way that's like surprising, but it just means because they're kind of talking off the cusp, like a little out of pocket is that energy. It's very energetic and like elevated and excited. It might be because you said if it's feeling something different towards you, the world does signify that. It also talks about a person who wants to work towards you, travel towards you. If you were asking me in a 18 plus reading what this card would mean, it would mean that he wants to finish either to the thought of you or he wants to finish with you. So I feel like there could be sexual chemistry as well that's coming through, because the world talks about completion, if you know what I mean. The Hermit talks about someone who is deep in thought about this and they aren't really sure how to move forward or what to do here. I feel like they're viewing you as the Queen of Pentacles and maybe even themselves a little bit, where they want to nurture this connection. But they do feel like you're very caring and down to earth. You're just someone that they can talk to, trust. You know, the girl next door is kind of what I'm hearing with the Queen of Pentacles. I do see them with the Six of Cups, though, like wanting to. They don't want to stay in the past, but they definitely, it's like they don't want to lose this connection that they have with you. They're very fond of you. And, but at the same time, due to these new feelings that have possibly stirred or something that has shifted in the dynamic between the two of you, it makes me feel like they want to carry on with what you guys have and maybe just transform it into something more. Like a different side of them, like, ooh, that's new. Hey, As. Okay, that sounds good. I'll confirm your donation as soon as you make it. Thank you. Yeah, so I got the deck and I got the Fool. All right. So this talks about new beginnings. And the Chariot, determined, dedicated, like they're dedicated to you. And this, sorry, my nails are like chipping. This also talks about traveling your way or wanting to get maybe closer to you. The world talks about cycles too, so they could feel like they're in the friend zone and maybe they're trying to get out of this cycle that they find themselves in. I feel like they almost feel like their path is brighter, or maybe they have better days and more happy times when they're with you or they're around you, communicating with you. But I definitely feel like even though they're not really sure what to do or how to move forward, they're trying to figure out the best solution possible, I still feel like they may not completely outright come forth, just because it's a bit of a risk. You know, they don't want rejection, they don't want things to change in that way, because remember I said the Six of Cups is like they want to continue what you guys have, and hopefully it's like I'm almost getting like in the perfect world for them, they would say, you know, if they were to admit their feelings for me, then I would for them too. There's a sense of pride though with it. It's just like if they're not ready to admit their feelings and you were to say something like, would you ever consider dating me? Or would you like, do you have feelings for me? Like, I almost feel like they would like joke it off and brush it aside. Like, they would act like you're totally crazy for having that thought because they have to be ready. They have to be ready to admit that kind of thing to you. And I still think that they're trying to sort it out in their own, like, get their mind wrapped around that. So I feel like it's a tiptoe kind of thing. You don't want to put pressure on it, but I definitely feel like he is seeing you a little bit differently or trying to make you see him differently. Maybe that's what the hangman is, because the hangman's upside down, right? So we normally walk around the planet like this, upright, but he's hangman upside down. So maybe he's trying to get you to see him differently as well. Yep, so that's what I've got for you, Taka. Thanks for the first donation that you gave to me. I'm ready for your second question whenever you are. Oh, S donated for 3. Thank you, S. All right, perfect. So something that I do want to say is that if I'm doing mini readings, they do go by pretty quickly. But if you feel like you're going to be in and out of the chat, like if you're not going to hang around, which is totally fine, I get it. Just leave your questions with me because I would rather timestamp them than make you wait until the next live. Like, let's just say, let's just say Katie leaves and I get through all of my donations and Katie still hasn't come back. Like, she would have to wait until the next time I'm live to get her reading. So if you guys do feel like you're going to be in and out, you want to make sure that your question isn't missed, I would be happy for you to leave your questions with me. I'll save them. I will try to wait to make sure you're checking in with me first before I just get started. But if for whatever reason you're not here, I can timestamp it for you. So I just want to throw out that option as well. But I went ahead and put in the chat the order of donations. We're finishing up Taka right now. Yeah, Katie, you can definitely post your question. Absolutely. All right, so Spirit, how will RG and SS connection unfold in December? How will RG and Taka's connection unfold in December? How will RG and SS connection unfold in December? Is a friendly acquaintance? Just curious for connection. This will just fizzle out. How will the connection unfold between RG and SS? Will it fizzle out? I'm not necessarily getting that per se. You actually have 3 major arcana here in this reading, which is kind of crazy for a 5-card reading. I don't necessarily feel like it's going to necessarily. I mean, it could fizzle out. That's not really the word I would use. I would just say things are just gonna not really go anywhere. I don't know. Okay, so I'm feeling. Let's make this easier to understand. I feel like if it's gonna head in a direction, whether you guys get closer or you guys move away from one another, I feel like you guys will move away. We have the Hermit here externally on the outside of your reading, which is telling me that you guys are more in energy of like departing from one another and maybe just continuing this like distance. The Hermit is here, which talks about like being more isolated, more on your own, not really coming closer per se. The Emperor is here, which it tells me that this person's a bit more unmoved, a bit, and the King of Pentacles and the Emperor are such like similar energies to me, like kind of mean the same thing to me a lot of the times. Obviously different characteristics, but for the most part, it's like this person's unmoved, this person's unchanged, this person's moving really slow. I do understand the connection that you guys have because the Hierophant is here, which means you guys can have a lot of common interests, or like maybe you guys just clicked. It was easy to get to know this person. But I just don't really necessarily see it going anywhere now, at least in December. It feels like you guys are more separate, if that makes sense. So I have a hard time saying it's going to just fizzle because I can't really say like, you know, when you say fizzle, it means that something hot and heavy burns quick and then it just fades away fast. Or at least that's the way I view fizzling. And I don't necessarily feel that way. I just feel like it's acquaintances for a long time. Like it doesn't go up, it doesn't go down, it just kind of stays the same. But as far as December, it's a lot more separate than it is together. And Katie, yes, you can go ahead and post your question. I'm not sure if you heard me, but you can go ahead and post your question. I'm just gonna pull romance angels for you just to see like the highest potential of the connection and see if maybe I can get any more insight. So what is the highest potential of the connection between SS and RG Spirit? What is the highest potential between RG and SS? Let go. Let go of control issues. Let the situation naturally unfold. Okay, so remember I said I feel like you guys are going to move away, depart from each other. Let go is sticking out pretty strongly to me. But at the same time, I said I don't necessarily feel like this is going to fizzle or anything's going to build really fastly. Like it's not like a burn hot, fast, go out quickly kind of thing. It seems like it's something that's just going to kind of just remain and be what it is, you know, for a little while. Hey Mo. So if that gives you any hope, because it says just let things naturally unfold, just kind of let it happen. Hopefully it does. I know that you said you were just curious, but yeah, that's what I'm getting for you, Taka. Thank you again. Okay, we're going to move on to Katie. And who do I have next? S, are you here? Because if you are, you can go ahead and post your questions. I'll put them over on the side for you. You're very welcome. Katie, let me know which deck is calling to you, please. 1, 2, or 3. All right, so 1 is calling for Katie. All right. Today is my birthday. Happy birthday! That's exciting. Could you please do a general for the next 6 months? I love shuffling this deck. Look how beautiful. This deck, none of the cards like stick together. It like shuffles so well. All right, Spirit. Today is Katie's birthday. Again, happy birthday, Katie. Let's do a general, please, on the next 6 months. What to expect. Okie dokie. Wow. Lots of stuff is happening for you in the next 6 months. I've got to say, it starts off a little bit slow in December. You could be picking up like a new hobby or realizing a new talent that you have, working on some kind of new project. It all seems very like swirling in your mind, doing like some research, maybe Google searches or YouTube videos or something. It's like kind of like a deep dive real quick into something of interest for you. But I also feel like with that, you are also taking time for yourself. It's like more focused on yourself, your desires, analyzing what it is that you want, maybe contemplating on certain things. But this is like a very curious energy in December. It's all very mental. You're welcome, Katie. It's all very mental. And it's kind of like you go through these spurts. Maybe okay, so like another message I'm getting is your sleep is going to be a little bit sporadic, I would say, in December, maybe between now and December. Like you could feel like your sleep is off, like you're sleeping a lot during the day, then you're up all night, and then the next day you're up, all day, and then you're sleeping in the evenings. You could be having like interrupted sleep as well. Like there's just restless but also like exhausted thing here that's going on between now and I would say probably December. It's definitely recuperating after a hard time that you've had. You said you broke up with Jordan. Yeah, trying to heal, so I'll be healing. I don't know why I forgot about that. I'm sorry. I do readings for so many people. It's like hard to keep track of everything, but I vaguely do remember you saying something along those lines. And like the Four of Swords actually comes after the Three of Swords. Everybody who's been getting readings for a long time know the Three of Swords talks about painful separation, heartbreak. Okay, so the Four of Swords is where you're taking the time to like clear your mind and heal from that. And so it really is, it's almost like the Three of Swords is surgery, and then the Four of Swords is the post-operative care after the surgery, right? So the surgery is very traumatizing, very hard on the body itself, but you're in this like recuperating phase. You're in this healing place where you're like resting and relaxing, but there is this spark of curiosity energy, maybe a restless mindset or something, which is kind of why I was getting with those two cards together that it's like a interrupted sleep where you're not having a very consistent sleep pattern. Um, come in January, I would say you're feeling like a little bit on edge. I think it's possible you'll hear from Jordan in January or around there, just because a lot of times people will reach back out to us, and like if we had been in a connection with them, they could be thinking about us, reminiscing memories. Six of Cups signifies someone from your past maybe coming back, or even just in your mind they could be coming back up. But I think that it's more of a tangible interaction, so you could get some kind of information or communication with even Jordan or someone from your past. So it could come across suddenly, unexpectedly, and you're very much on guard about this interaction or the situation that comes about. I would say in like February, you're trying to focus more on heart centered things. You might take up a new, like I said, you're researching here, you're in your mind. But it seems like in February, you're implementing something new, maybe a new hobby, a new project. This is where you're actually going to start doing these things. Like now, you're trying to keep yourself distracted, keep your mind off of things, and maybe swirl around the ideas in your mind of what could be next. But it seems like February is where you're actually implementing these things. I feel like February, you're also becoming a little bit more open to the possibility of dating again or getting yourself out there in a more open hearted way, like not in a rebound way, in a way where you're like, okay, maybe it's time to kind of venture out, like February, March ish, something along those lines. And we have a no contact rule. We'll still care for each other. I'm sure we'll talk. So, okay. So I'm glad that like resonates for you as something realistic that could actually happen. I feel like in like February, March, I would say you're discovering more about what it is that you want from a relationship, what it is you want from a connection. And I think you're looking more for someone who's able to give you what you want, meet your needs, add value to your life. I think that your heart and your soul seeks someone who can take care of you and care for you and make you feel seen and make you feel heard. But even if there's things in addition to what I said, or some of those things don't matter as much as others, these are just examples. You're really doing a deep dive between February and March to really discover what it is that you want from someone and what you want in the connection. I think you're looking at other options in April. I don't think that this interaction is going to really shock you or shake you here. This person of the past coming back in for you, I feel like your defenses are up. Like I said, this could be, I want to like hit it home that this could be, sometimes when you're healing and then you feel like you're over something and then the pain just comes back up and the hurt just comes back up again because you still have more healing to do. I want to throw that out there that could be what this is signifying, and it's testing your resilience. It's testing your ability to heal those wounds that you have that are open and like really allow yourself to go through those emotions. So I want to say that could be an interpretation of that in around February, but I do want to make it clear, or maybe January, but I do want to make it clear though that a lot of times when I see this card, it more resonates with me as a reader that there's actually a physical person that's coming in to communicate with you. So it could be both of those things as well. So yeah, I feel like in April, you're kind of looking at other options as far as like counterparts for you, partners for you, romantic connections. You may even meet somebody around that time that more fits the bill of what you're looking for. And then I feel like just a lot of great things coming in for you, a lot of changes. The Eight of Wands talks about swift change, things coming in very quickly for you. So when I mentioned that you may actually meet somebody around April, maybe things are just picking up. Maybe it feels like a new season for you, a fresh start. This also can talk about like movement itself. So if there's been any stagnancy that you feel, I feel like it's changing. The summer is about to happen. We're about to feel really good about ourselves, get tan, go on vacation, do all those fun things. And so I feel like it's more like letting go of frustration, letting go of delays instead of like letting things that are being held back, stay restricted. It's more like letting it all out there. And again, that swift change, like I said, could just be this actual person coming in for you, like an actual person that feels like they meet your needs a little bit more than these other situations. So it's a lot of mental, it's a lot of healing, it's a lot of emotional, but at the same time, it's definitely readjusting where your priorities are, what you want from counterparts, and yeah, that's what I've got for you, Katie. Oh shit, you had a concert in February. Ugh. Honestly, why wouldn't he contact you then? Like I feel like that's just the perfect excuse to have a reason to talk to you. He always comes back when I feel the healthiest. Gotta stay strong, girl. Gotta stay strong. But yeah, overall, it's very good. Very good cards. I like it a lot. It's a good reading. A reading that makes me feel like there's a lot of growth here. S, are you here? If so, can you please say hello? Let us know that you're here. We are ready for your questions. Oh, you said you have no agreement. Wait, we won't have a no contact rule. Oh, okay. I thought I was reading as we have a no contact rule. So you have no agreement to not talk to one another. So he would, then it would make sense for him to reach out to you. But honestly, either way, even if you were like, don't contact me, I never want to hear from you again. Like, even if you had said that to him, I still feel like he would break the rules at that time, just due to the nature of the fact that you guys had plans. And he may like want to be like, is this something you still want to do? I don't know if you guys sold the tickets, but it's like reminiscing of like, today we would be there together, like one of those things. But I got you now. Like I understand what you're trying to say. Makes sense. Hi, Speaks hanging out again. How's it going for you? What are you doing tonight? Oh, you have your ticket and you're going? That's cool. Well, he might go in the hopes that he'll see you, Katie. I just feel like there's something happening for you at that time. And the fact that the timing lines up with your plans, it just makes me feel like you're gonna see it. Like, I'd probably bet money on that. Doing good. Had dinner an hour ago and just relaxing. I love it. You work tomorrow? Do you not get weekends off, or is it like a rotating schedule? I am so excited to eat dinner. I've been doing so good. I've been eating like salads every day, protein shakes, all that good stuff. But I think because I've been making like burrito bowl salad, like taco salad type things, I think I'm gonna make tacos tonight because I'm just in the mood for it. But I, gotta get wedding ready. So it's a slow boil, slow roll here. I'm not trying to like do anything crazy really fast. I want this to last as like a lifestyle change. But I am just starving. And sometimes you just have to listen to your body. I saw JP today. He apologized and said I'm going to be seeing him more often, which is good. I feel like something shifted. I speak if you could only see my face right now. Well, I'm happy for you though. Like, I just really hope, I really, really hope that he proves that to you. You're welcome, Katie. Tamales. I love tamales. Are you kidding me? My brother-in-law, who's like probably the whitest of our whole close family, because like I'm half Puerto Rican, my sister is, my brother is. It was just so funny because my brother-in-law is just like this white boy, but he makes the best tamales. I think that he's just really good at cooking. Like he's very like he could be a chef probably. Um, but he also like watches my grandma cook and stuff. So I think he's got he's got it in the hand. You know what I mean? What they say, like it's all in the hand. He's got it, and I love when he cooks. I speak. You're like, yeah, right. I feel the same way. I just want consistency. That's what I want for you. Like, it's all good and dandy for someone to say something to you. Hey, S, we're ready for your question. You can let me know what all three of them are. You're good. If you know all three of your questions, you can go ahead and post all of them right now. But yeah, it's all good and dandy for someone to tell you something, tell you they're gonna follow through. But like, think about it. Like that one night, he said he was gonna do something, and you didn't hear from him for like a week. So it's just kind of one of those things where I feel like you're gonna be holding your breath for a little while. But because I care about you and I know what's in your heart and I know that you care about him, like I am rooting for you guys. Like I want it to work so much, but I don't want you to cry over him anymore, be upset over him anymore. So I really hope that he pulls through for you, Lorraine. Kendra, hey boo, I'm about to drive home. Want to say hi. Hello, hello. How are you? Oh, how long am I gonna be on you? So much tea. So I speak, you really didn't say much to me about that. I think it might have been in another stream where you elaborated more on that. I do remember you asking if he was like being fully honest about it, but that's all I knew. So I really didn't get the full story. Kendra, I probably will be on for well, I've got 3 mini reads to do. So if someone else donates, I'll be on a little bit longer, but pretty much the time that it takes me to do 3 mini reads. I mean, honestly, I don't care if I'm on till 9:30. I'll be here as long as people want to donate. But it just all depends. I'm not like in a hurry to get off or anything. But I want to know what you want to tell me though. Jess said facts. Jess, what are you saying facts to, girl? The little. Do you have like a Winnie the Pooh icon? Is that what I'm seeing? That's why I didn't hear from him. You're right, babe. I'm just keeping faith. Honestly, it's up to him. Yep, you just gotta let him take control. Let him take the reins and see what he does with that power. All right, so S, let me know which deck you want. These are the 3 decks that I'm working with tonight. So I have this one, and this one. So you can let me know 1, 2, or 3. No, you're reading 2. You're reading 2 for Lorraine. He said he got into a car wreck and his phone was destroyed, and then blocked me because he saw my messages once he's on iCloud and blocked me because it pissed him off. He apologized though because he knows he's in the wrong. Yeah, I mean, like if he got into an accident and his phone was destroyed and he had to go get a new one, like I mean, I completely understand like that being a reason to not contact you, but to just get mad because you're like, why aren't you talking to me? Because he felt like you didn't have faith in him or something, and like you were questioning him. Well, I'm glad he apologized. Hey S, really quickly, I just wanted to know which deck you wanted me to use for your reading, 1, 2, or 3, and then also if you know what your second and third question are, I would prefer if you would post them, and I'll save them in a file and we'll come back to them. However, I know that sometimes their questions get prompted like as I'm doing the readings and they want to change them or add to it or whatever. So if that's the situation for you, then I totally get that. That's fine. But if you do know them, I'm just asking for you to post them if you do. So, what are Nat Nail's current feelings? Nat Nail. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not. I'm keeping the faith I told him yesterday. As far as lacking on my end, I'll choose the deck on left. So this one right here. Keeping my faith I told him yesterday that it takes two people to make it work. He said things are gonna get better. And I said, okay. I feel like what do I feel like? I feel like he's been made very clear of what your expectations are. You've stood your ground. And I think that it's important now that you kind of just let him do things. You let him take control. Not that he hasn't had control before, but I think this is going to show you everything you need to know. Like, you've made it clear, you put down the rules, and now it's up to him. And I really hope that he does come through for you. Like, from the bottom of my heart, that's my honest thoughts, is like, I just want you to be happy. Okay, so S says, what are Nat Nail's current feelings and thoughts for us, please? What are N's current feelings and thoughts for us? S. You'll have to answer this question for me, but has this person disappointed you before? Have they given you any reason not to trust them, or that you feel like maybe they're not being fully upfront with you? Because that is what I'm getting here. The moon is very secretive. When you pair it next to the Three of Cups, they can talk about third party relations or maybe like not fully committing. And the Ten of Swords talks about feeling defeated or betrayed in some way. And it feels like something sudden that happens. The King of Cups is how I feel like he wants to present himself to you as someone emotionally evolved, emotionally intellectual, generous. I feel like he can be a very affectionate type of person, and even like verbally complimentary. But it feels like something is going on that you are not aware of. So I'll dig into that a little bit more. But we do have the Five of Pentacles, which talks about feeling like you're on the outside of something, feeling maybe insecure. The Five of Wands can talk about competition as well. Like there's some type of struggle or strife in a competitive way. So this could mean jealousy, like he could be a very jealous person. The Seven of Swords also talks about not being fully authentic with the person you're communicating with. Seven of Swords, specifically, if you look up Seven of Swords, it'll tell you it's a sneaky energy. It's one where someone is hiding maybe who they really are, what their full thoughts or their full intentions are with whatever you're asking about. It's like someone who feels like they can't be fully forward, vulnerable, and honest they have to like seek a way to do things and be different in ways in which they don't feel comfortable yet being with you or telling you about. You said he's never disappointed you, but you're unsure what his intentions are towards you. Okay. So something is telling me that if he involves himself with you, you're not the only person that he's involved with. It seems like he's got a lot going on underneath the surface that he could be playing the field with the 10 of Swords here. It makes me feel like you would be disappointed of the outcome. So let's dig in a little bit further. I know this is a mini reading, but I just want to see what he feels for you so I can get a little bit more insight. So we're going to use the Wizard's deck. Does he have feelings for us? Does Nat now have feelings, romantic feelings for us currently, please? Okay, I am getting a no. What are his feelings? What are his feelings? He is not really wanting to put in any effort towards this right now. The Four of Swords kind of hold back. They're very secretive. Not secretive. What am I trying to say? Private. They're very private people. I don't feel like he necessarily feels like he's up to the task of putting effort and energy in your direction. And this is something that he may try to just like brace himself or stop himself from pursuing. The Temperance is like slow moving, it's patient, it's not rushing into things. Like I feel like he is holding a lot of himself back from you. The one thing I will say is that he is curious about you, but it's not giving loving feelings. We have the Five of Wands here again, which talks about like competition with other people. So whether he thinks that you are interested in other people or that he would have competition and he would be jealous of that, or he's just generally a jealous person and he's himself maybe involved with someone else or another situation. But regardless, it feels very halted. It feels like this person isn't really moving forward in your direction, I would say. And it just feels like at this time, even though he has an emotional intellect and evolvement, like I feel like he knows how to put his best foot forward and make someone really feel like they could confide in him. He doesn't confide in other people, and in that way it's very private. I could almost come across as mysterious or secretive. Like there seems to be a lot of hidden things when it comes to him, and I don't really necessarily see him pursuing you. Like I said, the extent of what I'm seeing as far as his feelings for you is curiosity, that he is intrigued by you, curious about you, but I don't see him extending effort in that way. So I hope that that makes sense. Let me know what your next question is. Like he seems kind of like a charmer. Like he's charismatic, he's charming. He knows how to influence. Okay. So Spirit, if you please tell me, how will meet go with him? I go to the UK in May and we'll see him then. Okay. So Spirit, if you can please give me some more insight on that AL and S. S is going to see him in the UK. How will the meet go? Will this go well? Please tell me how the meet will go. They're going to meet in the UK in May. She will see him. How will it go, please? Ooh. I feel like this person is very, very, like I said, charming, charismatic. They have this like effortless influence. Hey Tasha, how are you? They have this way about them that makes them very exciting to be around, and they can likely make you feel like you're connecting with someone who you know. I feel like when you go, you're gonna feel chemistry with them. I feel like you're gonna have a lot of feelings for them, and generally, this is going to go well. The Ten of Cups talks about feeling happy, satisfied, fulfilled, comforted. I did cut the deck and I did see the Three of Swords. I just want to throw that out there that, like I said, for whatever reason between your connection, I am sensing a disappointment, like an underlying disappointment. Now, that can be interpreted many ways. It could be a sadness for leaving them. It could be, that pain that you experience from separating from someone who you feel so close to you. All of these cards up against the Nine of Pentacles feels nice as well, because it means that all this waiting, all this time that you've spent, like all this buildup, is something that you are now reaping the rewards and the benefits of. I also see that this connection will happen, that you guys will come together. I've got to be completely honest with you, S. There's something about this person I don't completely trust, especially with the reading that I'm getting right now and the one that I had before. I do feel like this person is a lot of fun. I feel like they will make you feel very good. I feel like you could even get pleasure from this connection. Like if you guys hook up and you guys have sex or intimacy or whatever you want to call it, there's this closeness between you. I feel like it will feel very exciting, very electric, and hopeful. But I do feel like there is this level of being unhappy or underlying sadness or disappointment underneath this connection that you have with this person. And my hope is that energy changes the more that Nathaniel is willing to open up and be vulnerable with you. So my hope is that it's more just like about him not being able to completely let his guard down, and that eventually you guys will get to that point. But for whatever reason, I'm not fully trusting it. I do see the trip ending solo, like you are on your own, he's on his own, and maybe even leaving with a bit of confusion because there were the Three of Swords there. I think that it's very important for you guys to make sure that the efforts that you guys put into one another is equal, and that you don't feel like you're putting more into this than they are, or you're not doing more to further this relationship along than they are. Really analyze how much effort you extend towards him versus what he extends towards you, to make sure that you guys are always on the same page. I think that's very important. But overall, the time spent together, the time seeing them, it's joyful. It feels good. It feels happy. It feels exciting. But yeah, that's what I've got for that question. I think that's where I want to end it, because overall, I'm not really getting anything else new that I feel like needs to be shared. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the third question. And you said you wanted to donate one more after the third. Okay, so you're changing the third question and you're donating another one. Is that right? Let me know. Tasha, I hope you're doing well tonight. Oh shoot, my phone's about to die. Okay, so your third question is changed and you got another donation. All right. Let me plug up my phone real quick before it dies. And you can keep the original third question and keep the new third question as the fourth. Okay. Okay, got it. All righty. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the question about Nathaniel just because I'm still like working with his and like channeling him. So we're not going to go back and forth just for ease. So we'll answer this question as your third question, and then we'll move on to the question about the Taurus. Okay. Can I get some insight on how things will go after the meet between Nathaniel and after I visit in the UK? Okay. So S, you guys are not going to leave on bad terms. You guys are not going to be in a relationship with one another. You guys will still be communicating with each other. And overall, I think you will have enjoyed your trip. But I don't feel like anything necessarily is progressing like past that. I feel like this is a long-term connection that you have with this person, so that like long distance, but also it's going to take a long time for it to get legs. And what I mean by that is it's going to take a long time for this to manifest into something substantial. It's likely due to the distance maybe, but also I feel like it's just the general like situation at hand that you guys find yourselves in, which is why I'm getting a no on if you guys are going to be in a relationship when you leave. Like, I don't think that there's going to be further commitment, so to speak, but there will still be communication. It's not something that just you has to support. This person is going to also want to communicate with you and take initiative on communicating with you as well. I specifically wanted to know if it's going to just be on your shoulders to carry the relationship, and I am getting a no on that. He donated. All right, so let's take a quick look into the King of Cups and see what that card is all about. I do want to get confirmation. Okay, perfect. I'm glad that makes sense for you. I do feel like you're going to be wondering how they feel for you for quite some time. It feels like nervous in a way. It feels like a nervous energy. I think that the main thing is that you can't always read his mind, and you won't always know what his intentions are. You won't always know what he thinks about you. Or where this is going. I think having that conversation is going to be difficult for you because I think you're never going to know what's going on in his head. So while I think you're going to have a great time while you're there, I think that you guys will remain in communication and that he will reach out to you, you reach out to him. That kind of goes back and forth. I don't feel like you're ever really going to know, at least for a while, where you stand when it comes to his feelings. And I think that's important for you. This is for Nat Nail. I have the question on the screen if you're confused. But I feel like that's something important that you should know. You should just be aware of going into this is the uncertainty that you might feel a lot of the times when it comes to his feelings about you. I have the Four of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the Seven of Cups, clarifying the King of Cups. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to move on to B Taurus. Ooh, I feel like I'm connecting with you as like there's just like this nervousness that's like in my body, and I know that it's not my feelings. Someone in my chat feels like this nervousness. Hold on while I disconnect from that. Kendra, I'm stuck in traffic, but I hope I can get home soon enough so I can get a reading. Oh, that's so crazy. A warm, cold feeling you have in your chest. You had it all day. It's like it fluctuates. Yeah, there's like it's an interesting feeling. I don't know what this is, but I'm just trying to clear it out. But it feels like a nervous feeling. Yeah, that's what I'm getting is like this nervousness around. It's like, ugh, I don't know. I can't put my finger on exactly like what I'm feeling right now, but it's going away. I know it wasn't my energy because I'm fine. I'm cold. I'm hungry, but I'm not nervous. Okay. So let's let that go for just a minute. It's probably good too because we're about to do someone else's reading or you're reading about someone else. So let's just clear out what's been going on here. I'm actually calm, but I'm lingering anxiousness in the middle. It's like a feeling I get with weed, but not. Oh my gosh, I've got some stories about that we won't get into, but that I've had some funny stories with weed in regards to that kind of thing. Okay. So now as your last question, we're going to ask about the Taurus. Now that I feel like things are clearing out a little bit. What are B Taurus energies towards me? I'm realizing we are not for each other. What are B Taurus's energies towards S, please? Okay, I think we're good. Go ahead and put that out. You know, I have to say, as I think that he would agree with that, as far as we're not for each other. I think that he thinks I don't know, I hesitate to say what's done is done, but I almost feel like he's like really desiring some kind of closing out of this chapter, coming to some type of resolution or closure. The Three of Pentacles talks about feeling like more like this is better off as friends or some type of platonic connection. The Judgment does call for healing. It's desiring healing, desiring the ability to maybe move on from this or move forward from this. There's something here about maybe him. Yes, I told him we're better off as friends. Oh my gosh, I typed it as you said it. That's freaking crazy. The Justice card does talk about just needing to be honest with one another. So I feel like what you said made an impact on him. It is something he's thinking about. You know, you guys could maybe he still like has like attraction towards you, or you still him. Um, but I feel like maybe it's better served for both of you to just allow this thing to just be what it is. Call it, you know, the Knight of or the King of Wands is here again for a second time. So the King of Wands is an energy of someone who like needs to take leadership of this, understand what it is, really have the vision for what the potential is here for this connection, and understanding that like maybe some hard decisions need to be made. So I feel like if that's what you've already communicated towards him, it's like there is an understanding. B is getting it. He's understanding that maybe you know, what you think about the connection that you have with him is probably pretty accurate. And I don't think that he's going to give you much pushback and disagreement. If you felt like he had stronger feelings for you, I can validate that in this reading. But either way, I just feel like he is looking for maybe some type of closure or healing. Hopefully you guys have said your piece, but if you don't feel like everything's been fully talked about, like let's just approach it very gently, very sweetly, and understanding of maybe the other person and considerate of the other person's feelings in this, because if he did have stronger feelings for you, this could be harder for him. But either way, I think that what you're saying to him does resonate with him. It is feeling like maybe you guys are better off as friends, but he wouldn't want you guys to leave this on a weird note. The world here talks about closure. It talks about honesty with the Justice and Judgment being like, let's be able to heal from this the best way possible, move on from this the best way possible. So he may still want to be in your life. But yeah, that's what I'm getting from this. D, are you here? All right, you can go ahead and post your question. Thank you so much for your donations tonight. I hope you enjoyed your readings with me. Okay, 1 second, D. I'll be right with. Okay, D. I know you always tell me that. You're always like, it's not gonna hurt my feelings. Okay, D. So I'm going to put 3 decks here, and I want you to choose which deck is calling to you. You can let me know 1, 2, or 3, and that's the deck that I'll be using for your readings tonight. Janelle, I have 1 in-depth reading to do, and then you would be next after that. Number 2. Okay. So the question for D is, who, if anyone, has romantic thoughts and feelings for me? Okay, so D, usually I'll be like, does anyone have feelings for her? And then, I'll get a flat out answer, and I am going to confirm with the rods, but I feel like you're at a turning point when it comes to someone having feelings for you. I specifically asked and I got maybe. So I want to confirm with the rods and the reason I'm pulling extra cards is just because I want to understand this further, because it feels like something is shifting, something is changing, especially with the tower next to the Wheel of Fortune. So let's see here. Kendra, hey love, can I donate for a mini and add channel messages? If so, how much? Yep, you got it. So a mini reading is $5. And then if you wanted to donate for channeled messages, that would also start at $5 for 5 cards. So 5 for 5, 6 for 6, 7 for 7, so on and so forth. So let's just say you wanted a mini reading and 5 channeled message cards, then it would be $10. All right, Spirit, so if you could please tell me, does anyone have romantic thoughts and feelings for D at this time? Does anyone have romantic thoughts and feelings for D at this time? Ooh, I'm also getting a maybe. Okay, let's see. Will this person soon reveal their feelings towards D? Please show me a yes or a no. I am getting a yes. Does D know this person already? Okay, I'm getting a little yes. Has D met this person? Has D met this person? Okay, it's also giving me a mini yes, but it's not big. This is interesting. It's like, has D had past lives with this person? Has D had past lives? I'm getting a no. Does D know this person through someone else? Gotcha. Okay. So you know this person only because you know the person that they know. I know that sounds confusing, but it's like you don't know them yet, but you have a connection to them, correct, Spirit? Okay, so I am getting a yes on that. So no, D, I don't think you've met them actually. It doesn't feel like you met them, but I feel like you know someone who knows them. And again, Spirit's trying to tell me yes again as I'm saying that. So it's like you have the connection already established with the person that either will introduce you or will bring them into your life. I am getting a yes again on that. Okay, so yeah, but this doesn't feel like you know them yet. And Spirit's saying yes again. Okay, Kendra. So like a mini reading and like 7 cards or something. I gotcha. 7 channeled messages. Let's see. Will this person come into D's life within the next month? I am getting a yes. So she'll meet them before the end of the year. She'll meet them before the end of the year? Is that a yes or a no? She'll meet them before the end of the year? Okay, so they're giving me a maybe. Will she meet them by January 2023? Okay, so it feels like this is coming to you very soon. Let's see, how will she recognize them? Are they older than her? Are they older than her? Okay, I'm getting a no. Are they a similar age to her? All right, that's a yes. Will she meet them through work? Will she meet them through work, Spirit? Please show me a yes or a no. Okay, does the person that know them? Okay, okay, let me finish the question. The person that she knows, I feel like Spirit knows where I'm going with this. The person that she knows that knows this person, does she work with them? That's a little yes. Okay, so I'm kind of getting that you're going to meet this person through a person that you work with, but it's not someone you work with. Okay, got it, Kendra. Thank you. Janelle, did you end up donating? These questions I'm being prompted with, D, are because of the cards that I'm seeing here. So I'm trying to get further insight because of what I'm picking up on the reading. Will this be a serious connection? that D will have with this person. This person has feelings for her. This will be a serious connection. Oh my God, it's all coming to me, D. Didn't I tell you that you have, was it you that I was like something about the winter and the summer? Does this person currently have feelings for D? They're telling me yes. I don't know what to say, D. I don't know what to say. I mean, it would make sense. The only thing that I can think of is energy doesn't recognize time. So even though you haven't met them yet, it's like the energy of liking you is there. And another interpretation of that is that if this person that they know that you're going to meet them through might have already like given them some intel on you, shown a picture of you or something, but I don't know. Like, I don't have all the answers. This person must have met me and vice versa. Has she met this person yet? Like, in person, has she met this person? I am getting a no D on that. In the 3-dimension reality, does this person have feelings for D right now? I am getting a no. Can you reset, please? In an energetic level, just they have feelings for her. Okay. Yeah, I know that's not making much sense logically, D, and I get that. And part of me is also like, that is weird, but I'm not gonna like fight the rods either. Like what I will say is it's like a hard thing for people to wrap their mind around is that time is a man-made construct. You can literally like think about space. If you go to space and you go out there, time passes completely different than it does here on Earth, right? Because it's a completely different place. And when you meditate, like let's just say you meditate for an entire day, you could live a lifetime in your meditation, and it's only a day in our reality. And so I think that time is hard for people to wrap their mind around not being like the only reality. And so when I say that energy doesn't recognize time, is because the feelings could be there somewhere in our energetic space, even if you guys have not met yet in 3 dimensions. So to clarify, I asked if he has feelings for you now in the 3 dimension, which means the reality that we perceive and we exist in, and I got a no. So it just feels like maybe those feelings are already there for one another, even though you guys haven't met yet. And that's the best way that I can explain it, that I can even understand and comprehend on a human level. Jasmine, yes, I am still taking donations. Let me see. Let me catch up on that here really quickly. Okay, Kendra, that sounds good. Okay, so after D, I have Kendra. I don't think Janelle made a donation. So Jasmine, you would be next after Kendra. All right, so I asked about age. I asked about meeting. They aren't fully aware of you yet, or something along those lines here with the moon. You aren't aware of them. This is something serious. I asked if they were going to make an offer with you. I'm trying to see if anything else is prompting me. Let me pull some romance angels cards, just for funsies. We'll just see. We'll see if anything else comes through for you, D. I know, D, you're very pragmatic. Is that the word? You're very logical minded. It's like if you can see it, you can believe it, and I totally respect that. But I think sometimes there are wonders and mysteries of the world that we don't always know and we don't always have the answers to. Death being one of them. Nobody knows what happens when you die. Not truly. So I feel like there's just a lot of mysteries and phenomenon that we won't always have the answers to, and maybe this will all start to make a little bit of sense once you actually can see it, Okay, so let's get some insight on this person. The funny thing is that I still feel like I'm picking up on like a work thing. And it just makes me feel like, ooh, okay, so we have chemistry, we have very soon, we have trust, and we have, interestingly enough, at the bottom of the deck, we also have codependencies and soulmates. So maybe some kind of reliance on this outcome or expectation, but soulmate saying it is your soulmate. So chemistry, there's a strong magnetic connection here very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you. That's also a nod towards the magician in your reading. We also have trust. The situation is calling you to have faith, and it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So something you're saying is like going to happen very soon for you, and to just trust, to just let it happen, let it go. Maybe you don't have to know all the answers. I don't know all the answers. All I can do as a reader is interpret the messages that I'm getting the best way that I know how. And this is the information that I'm receiving. Sometimes I'll say things and be like, what does that even mean? Like, I don't get it myself. But and it's hard for me because my intentions when I read for people is to give them clarity or give them confidence or give them comfort or whatever it is they're seeking. And sometimes tarot prompts more questions. Sometimes I don't know all the answers. So I can't fully explain it. All I can do is just, with my most authentic self, tell you the answers that I'm getting, not alter them in any way, and try to understand them in a way that maybe it would be easier for you to understand. But I sometimes I fall short. Sometimes I don't always know either. But these are insights. These are details. This is information that I'm getting. Is that you will likely meet them between now and towards the beginning of next year. That you will meet them. I'm still getting you'll meet them through work, but a specific detail is maybe through someone that you work with. I feel like they're not older than you. They're around the same age as you, maybe younger, but I don't know for sure. I don't necessarily think that. Most likely, let's see, other details. This is a serious connection, meaning they're going to make a serious commitment offer to you. And I can't remember what else I asked, but yeah, that's like the information that's coming through for me right now, D. So I do apologize if it doesn't make complete sense. I wish that I could make it make more sense. But I also hope that the answers come to you soon, and then that way it's like we don't have any further questions about it. You're welcome, D. Thank you again for coming back as well. I hope the job is going well. I can't remember if you said you started a job or not. All right, so I knew that there was a job that you were accepting. but I just couldn't remember if you started it. Kendra, I'm ready whenever you are. And Chasmin said donated for a mini reading. Okay. Okay, so I went ahead and put a scrolling banner on the screen. We're gonna go ahead and do a last call for reading. So anybody who wanted to do a reading last minute. Okay, Jasmine, you can go ahead and post. Kendra says she wants to be the last reading. So Jasmine, if you're ready now, you can go ahead and post your question for me. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so do me a favor and tell me which deck is calling to you for me to use. You can let me know 1, 2, or 3. Okay. All right, so can you please tell me about the energy around H, Sagittarius, and Jasmine Capricorn connection? Last call for readings, guys. I'm going to keep it open for just a couple more minutes. Ooh, what's going on here, Jasmine? Okay, this person wants to be closer to you, but there is I don't know, it's something that's going on all night with all the readings that I'm getting. The moon is coming out like crazy, which talks about hidden mystery type of things, maybe hidden feelings or in denial about those feelings or something. The moon is also like it talks about insecurity as well, so maybe like feeling not very like courageous when it comes to stepping forward or stepping into this connection. But the Five of Pentacles signifies someone who is really wanting to be close to you, you wanting to be close to them. but feeling independent from one another, yet wanting to take things to the next level. Okay, the Three of Swords in reverse. Not bad. This is all very intriguing energy. Are you? Do you feel to yourself sometimes you're just like, what is this? Like I don't really know what to think of this. So the Five of Pentacles can also talk about being in recovery. So maybe this connection felt like it was maybe going off the rails or going in the wrong direction or something, and you guys are pulling it back. So the angel numbers thing can a lot of times feel like synchronicities. So like at times you could feel like this person is like very much in your energy, very much tapped into you, and you're feeling them, things like that, and they feel like they can kind of pull away because the Five of Pentacles talks about like recovering from something like that. So it's making me feel like there's this ebb and flow that goes here within this connection. I want to tell you that it's likely that you are coming into your psychic abilities. I know this isn't a note for the reading itself. I really try to stay on track, but for me to see you say that you keep getting visits in your dreams or you've had visits in your dreams is just another message to you that you could be leveling up in your psychic abilities. And it's like this person's subconscious may know this. I don't know for sure if this person's intentionally trying to be there in you and intrude in your mind, but I do feel like their thoughts are getting away from them, and so therefore it has nowhere to go but to you, especially when you're sensitive to that kind of thing. You can pick up on those kinds of things. That's kind of crazy. I feel like this person's feeling a bit more optimistic about your connection. So little to no contact, deactivated Instagram where he was watching you, right? So that's the thing, is like this person just definitely does not want to disconnect from you at all, and he wants to feel closer to you. So it's funny that I picked up on that because he's probably thinking to himself, like, why? Because remember, this is like hidden. This is mystery. This is a little bit insecurity. So maybe there was a tether that he felt connected to you when he was able to see what was going on in your life, watch your stories, watch your Instagram, whatever. And now that you've deactivated it, he's like, well, where did they go? You know, and so he doesn't have that connection to you anymore. His mind could be going like, you know, crazy himself, trying to figure out why this connection that he had, that he felt good in, is no longer there, and wanting that closeness to you. So the Five of Pentacles upright, it talks about feeling disconnected, feeling like distant from someone, feeling kind of like you're out of their life, you're not a part of their day-to-day life. And the Five of Pentacles to me feels like he's wanting to feel that closeness to you that he feels like he's lacking right now in his life. He probably is thinking you're just off doing your own thing. The Nine of Pentacles is someone who's independent, someone who can make it on their own and do their own thing and feel good and all that. But, you know, the Four of Wands calls to like desiring, furthering the connection. So I I don't know. I don't know. I feel like he is feeling optimistic in some way about you though. Even though maybe he feels like, ooh, something that actually just came to me was maybe he also recalls this dream. And so that's making him feel a little bit more positive, is that he feels like when he saw you, that was a sign for him. That's interesting. That's an interesting message. Because yeah, this reading ends on like an uptick. It's kind of more positive here now than maybe it had been or that it was. He feels like you're coming out of a breakdown of communication or maybe like a transitional period. So I do want to call out to you and let you know just some general meanings behind the Four of Wands. It talks about celebrating in general, but it specifically is about taking things to the next level of commitment where, like, if you guys aren't talking, starting to talk. If you guys are talking, starting to date. If you are dating, maybe making it exclusive. If you're exclusive, maybe getting a house. If you're getting a house, and maybe getting married. You know, like it's almost like a leveling up, and all the different steps that we take in a typical relationship. It's like he wants to take this further, so maybe this no communication is making him want to communicate with you really, really badly. I feel like almost like he's trying to make a plan. I've been doing a cord cutting candle and visiting my dream. That's crazy you say that. I've been feeling tapped in. It was like the old times. We were just laughing and happy in the dream. Oh, that hurts my heart. Yes, he's been very cold and distant before. Well, he does not want to be that way anymore. I feel like even though he's on like a positive note, he's still wondering where you are. The main thing that I can say from this is that he's wondering what's going on, and he's wanting to pull you in closer. He's wanting to be closer to you. Thanks, Jasmine. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on to Kendra. Kendra's home. Yay. Kendra's been like rushing here all night to get to me. I feel so special. Okay, so Jasmine says, thank you so much. You're very welcome. Okay, so Kendra, I need you to choose which deck for you. We have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Yay, you're at 900 subs. I am. I actually hit that milestone a couple of days ago on my last stream, whatever that was. You guys don't know how good that feels. It's so exciting. I think Eliana predicted like 1,000 before the end of the year. I think that was her. So that would be very, very cool to see. It's so like likely that will happen too, because like 100 before the end of the year, that's nothing. We can make that happen. Seeing as no one keeps unsubscribing from my channel after they get what they want from me, I feel so used. You got it, Kendra, no worries. Okay, so this is the one that you want. All right. Is it okay if I say his nickname that you gave me? Or no, you don't even want that on here? Because sometimes I mess up. Okay, so Kendra's question. Spirit, please give us some guidance, insight, understanding what's going on here. Oh, I speak. I'm sorry you're feeling so bored. I honestly would love that luxury of feeling bored. I feel like I have so much going on in my life at all times. Like I can't even see straight. Well, just hang with us. Kendra's actually my last reading of the night, but you can hang with us for like 10 more minutes. Okay. I did. I read it in full. All right, so we're just going to give you extra cards. We're going to put these 3 here because they just all fell out, and why not? Okay, so Kendra, it's definitely more of like a questioning thing if I were to guess. I don't think he's leaning one way or the other per se, but at the same time, to say that you're bi and then take that title away and lean towards one side or the other, a lot of times bi people are offended by that. So, like, let's just say you're questioning, right? And then you say, well, actually, I think I'm into this gender too, so I'm bi. And then later realize, actually, no, you're just fully into the one side, not both. And then you change it again. It's like people who are bi find that offensive because they feel like their identity is not taken very seriously, or their orientation is like just a stop along the way. Okay. So I feel like he wouldn't necessarily identify as that. I think that he's more in a questioning phase, especially with the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, T, you're so funny. With the Seven of Pentacles, it's very much like wondering. Now, I will say, I myself, my brother is gay. I know I'm very like understanding of that community, even though I don't identify in that way. And I also worked with a guy who completely was like, no, I'm 100% gay. However, he told me one time that there is a girl that I think before he realized like what his sexual orientation was and what he preferred, he's known this girl for a long time, and there was just something about her that he was like, no, like there's no girl in the world that I'm into, but I'm in love with her. But he identified as gay. So what I'm saying with that is that there is likely a chance. I think it could just depend on the person. I really could. Because I think that sexuality is so fluid that like you could think you're 100% gay one day and then you meet someone that makes you feel like, okay, maybe I'm not. Maybe there's something else there. And so like I don't think that he necessarily wants to put himself in the box, and that's what I'm picking up on. It's like it doesn't matter if you're always if you always go after men, you always go after women. That doesn't mean that that's strictly it. You might realize that you're open to transsexuals. You might find that maybe it just depends on the person. So it's like I don't see him putting himself in a box per se. Now, when it comes to you, I am seeing that there is there is an attraction to you. So maybe that's what other people are picking up on. And I feel like he holds himself back. Like he's an incredibly private person, but I feel like in his mind, he either feels like he's betraying the orientation he's committed to by being attracted to you, or he just doesn't really like want to talk about it, and he's thinking in his mind like there's just something about this person that screams to me that he's private. He's a very, very, very private person. What he does in his personal life is his business, and it is what it is. But I feel like he sees you as this bright light, like the sun here, and he's very drawn to it. I think that he could feel attracted to you or aroused by you in some way. And maybe he's just not really sure what he thinks. I think also he doesn't know you well enough. So, what I can tell you is that from an observing distance, he's like, what is this? Because I feel like I feel something, but what is it? And I think that he's trying to analyze and observe how he feels around you or when he sees you. So does it feel like you have an opening? It does. I feel like there is something that could be there. No, he's questioning in general. But at the same time, you could also be making him question. Either way, I'm seeing 7 of Pentacles very up in your head, questioning about things. Like I said, I don't think that he likes to put himself in a box. Like, he's the type of person that would just be like, I could totally see him saying, like, I just like the person for the person. Like, I don't have, he might even say, like, he just doesn't have a preference. Like, he's just completely open to letting himself like what he likes. But either way, he's very private. And so when someone says, when someone says to you that he's gay, that could be assumptions. That could be, I know he's been with men before. Now, the interesting part of this is I feel like a long time ago, I told you that the person I see coming in for you is someone that they could come off gay or could be bisexual. I don't know if I was talking about this person, like a future person for you, or someone that you had already known that you were specifically asking about. But there's this air of like, I know specifically I asked you, would you be interested in being with someone who was bisexual? So I don't know if that's someone specific, like I said, that you asked, or if you were if I was just giving you a reading on someone future that you would meet. But I do remember asking you that question, so I want to like play that back and remind that like something about this dynamic has been around you for a while. Obviously, there's no chance that he's not. Yeah, exactly. I really feel like there's an opening here for you. As I cut the deck, I have the Lovers. Oh my gosh, I have the 7 of Cups. Okay, so this is so crazy because I was viewing the 7 of Pentacles as the 7 of Cups. So for whatever reason in my mind, I thought this was that card, but it's not. So here's another twist to this reading, is that the 7 of Pentacles talks about investing in someone, or investing thought, investing time. 7 of Pentacles, planting the seeds. He's extremely private. He's extremely observant. He likes to, he like almost feels serious too. Like a protector mentality. He's very watchful. I think he knows a lot more about the interpersonal workings and relationships that are in that place than he would let on. He's not a gossip, but he knows a lot more. He's seen a lot more than other people realize is actually going on there. He wants to get to know you with the 7 of Pentacles. He's invested. He's interested. Private and observant. I will say that there is an opening for you, Kendra. I don't think that this is completely not an option for you. I think that he himself isn't sure, but I think that's only because he doesn't know you very well. So I would say he's the type of person, yeah, he does watch you. He's the type of person that would be like, I'm just here for the person that they are, no matter who that is, how they identify. If I like you, I like you. Like he's very straightforward. Okay, so which deck did you want for your 7 messages? Did you want the Hidden Truth, pink or blue? Don't force it. Don't rush it. Just let it be what it is. I would love for you to have an opportunity to get to know him better. And then we also have this one right here. Okay. I don't think that there really is anything to do, but to know that he's watching you, he's invested in this. I think he's thinking a lot to himself as well. He's just, I don't know, there's something about him that feels very masculine. Oh gosh. I can understand why you would be attracted to this energy. It's almost like you also want to figure him out as well. And it's like, it's exciting, but also like, it's a little thrilling and scary. But also, you're like, I don't know. I feel like he just doesn't tell everyone everything. He seems very loyal. I don't think he necessarily puts himself in situations where he would be unfaithful. He seems like a very loyal person. He's so masculine. That's why I thought he'd be bi or straight. Yeah, he's giving off masculine energy. Okay. So let's do channel messages from him to Kendra, please. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so he's saying the timing isn't right now. Keep in mind, I interpret these as the way that they need to be for the reading itself. I feel like when I said, that made me laugh. It feels like you don't care. So he could be very attracted to that, like, unaffected, untouched. Like you said, you're watchful, you're mysterious, that kind of thing. He likes it. He's like, it feels like you don't care, and I fuck with that. So yeah, I just feel like, as I said earlier, just kind of let things just unfold a little bit more naturally. It's probably difficult. It's probably gonna like drive you crazy. He's saying, I need time, okay? But if I had a chance to, oh, okay, I already read that. I thought there was something here. Oh, he says it's complicated. That could be answering your question that you had. What is his sexual orientation? It's complicated. I'm afraid of rejection. I'm scared to tell you how I feel. One more, please, Spirit. His messages to Kendra, please. Woo! So he said, meeting you took me off course. And then this card flipped over, so I'm going to give it to you. Blocking my emotions makes things easier. At the bottom of the deck, we have I'm attracted to you. Okay, so we're going to throw that out here as extra bonus cards for you. Meeting you took me off course is just like, that's just like you're unexpected to him. He was like very suddenly taken aback by your presence in his life, and it's certainly making him wonder and question and things like that. He's very in his head about this. He is saying at the bottom of the deck he is attracted, but again, that didn't come out. That was at the bottom of the deck, which means that this is underlying. This is either something he hasn't recognized about him, like his feelings for you, or something that he's not willing to talk about just yet. But he is saying blocking my emotions makes things easier, so he's very guarded. I see that here with the Four of Pentacles. And as I said, he's very private, so I'm also picking up that, so that makes sense to me as well. So that is what I got for you, girl. I speak. Are you still hanging out in here? That's why I'm like, should I pursue something like friends, or just honestly, if you feel like it's organic and you could be friends with him, I think that that's worth pursuing. In my personal opinion, I just think that anything more than that would be a little bit much for him. I don't think he rushes into things, not in a like I'm afraid of commitment, because like I said, I do get that he's very loyal, but I think that he likes to make sure that he's doing the best for himself when he makes this decision, and the best for the person that he's involving himself with. He just wants to make sure that everyone's on the same page. This is right for everyone involved. But I think making friends with him would be would be nice if you even have a way to do that. Just don't get yourself friend zoned. That's all I got to say. But I think getting to know him on some level would be cool if you can. But maybe not rush it. Like I said, only if it's like an organic way that you can make that happen. That is some damn tea. Yay! I'm not trying to marry him. I just want to talk to him and look at his. You're so funny. I don't want to be friend zoned. That's why I want to get to know him to see the truth. Exactly. So yeah, if you can do it in an organic way, but like, you know what you're doing, Kendra. I trust that you know what you're doing. Like, basically, you want to get to know him in a friendly but flirty way because you don't want him to think like you're trying to be friend zoned. Or that you want to be friend zoned, but at the same time, you want it to be like no pressure. So it's like that approach is very delicate. However, if anybody can do it, it's you. I know it. I believe in you. Children in a relationship, like he has children and he's in a relationship. Well, I gotta say, I didn't pick up on that. At the same time, I was looking more into his feelings surrounding you, but I didn't pick up on that. That's why I like when people go to a bunch of different readers, because I feel like you can pick up on different details too when you do it that way. I'll always encourage people to go to other readers as well. Of course, you only want to do like 2, maybe 3 that you resonate with. But that's the cool thing about it, is that like other people will pick up on those minor details that help you kind of put the puzzle together. Organic. Okay, so when you do something organically, it means it's not forced. It's not rushed. It's something that just feels natural in the moment. So when I say something organic, I just mean like if you happen to pass by him or you happen to see him and it feels natural to say, "Hey, what's up? Like how are you doing today?" Or, however you would conversate with someone. It's like you're not intentionally looking for ways to run into them. You're not like trying to force a situation. It's just like if you are put in a position where it feels natural. That's what I mean. If it feels organic and you can just make it happen very like it just flows. We're not trying too hard to make something happen. Yeah, in a way, for sure. But like take those call to actions. Like if for whatever reason you guys are in close proximity, take that opportunity to say something and spark something up. Even if it's very subtle and even if it's not really something that feels like it's significantly making an impact, that's fine because sometimes I think baby steps are the best relationships. But yeah, pretty much. You said he's so fine. He has like this like tough exterior, this very masculine, like we were talking about. Like I said, I can see why you would be attracted to it. It's very alluring, and his energy signature, as I like to call it, is very rare and unique, and it's just different. And I think that's part that's another reason you feel such a pull in that direction as well. I don't want to be attracted to him if he doesn't like changing. You know what? But there's so many people out there that are gay, and like they would never be attracted to you, but you're attracted to them. Like, I get it. You don't want to pursue someone who wouldn't be interested in you, and I understand that. But if a person's attractive, they're attractive. Like, there's nothing you really do about it. I know you kind of want to just know the answers now. You want to like figure out what you like. You don't want to waste time being invested in someone like if there's like not even a chance at all. And I get that. I understand that. The person that told you that he's gay, you work with this person? Okay, so you feel like you could trust what she says, right? That's good. That makes me feel like better. So you trust what she says. Do you think that it's possible she could have gotten it twisted? Like, she knows that he's into guys, so she thinks that he's only into guys. Do you think that there could have been a possible misunderstanding there? But she may not know all the tea since he's private. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And like, I would never lead you astray, Kendra. Like, if in my heart I really thought that there wasn't an opening there, I wouldn't tell you that there is, because, and like, I could be wrong. I could be wrong for sure, but I feel like I can tap in. I almost sense like I can see him in a way, or like I feel his energy signature when I do these readings. And I like really want you to get to know him, because I want you to confirm if like the things I was picking up about his personality were right, but it's coming through so strongly. And a lot of times too, like, okay, this is like a really interesting message to relate to you. Now, I feel like twin flames are very rare. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like it's rare. I feel like a lot of people that say, oh yeah, my twin flame this, my twin flame that, and everyone's coming in here talking about a twin flame. I think it's rare. I think there's a lot more of them manifesting on this planet, just because of the fact that we are all becoming more enlightened. We're working towards the age of Aquarius and things like that. However, I feel like it's not as common as people think that it is. They can experience a karmic twin flame, think that it's real. It could just be lust, honestly, or a karmic relationship, things like that, right? But I will say that if someone is your twin flame, they're the exact mirror to you. And it's very interesting to me, because if you, Kendra, for example, let's just say you had a twin flame out there, you're more dominant. You're very masculine in your energy signature, which means that let's just say you're 50% feminine, 50% masculine. Your person, your twin flame, is going to equally mirror you and be the same, 50 for 50 50. However, if you're like 70% masculine and 30% feminine, they're going to make up the other half. So they're going to come across more feminine if you're more masculine. And so that can also be misconstrued as being femme or being gay or being bi, right? Because they're mirroring you. So if you, Kendra, can look at a woman and appreciate a woman, or maybe be interested in women, or like be sexually attracted to certain people that are women, your twin flame is likely to have those same qualities the other way around. So that's also something interesting that I've always, like, I love studying up on twin flames. I think it's so interesting. So it's just something to keep in mind. I'm not saying I'm not saying that he is your twin flame, but I'm saying that it's I don't know why that message just came to me just now. It's like you said people think sometimes you're gay. Girl, you seem like twin flame, I'm scared because they toxic. No, I don't necessarily think that. But the thing is that he was coming through very strongly, and it felt like different than what I normally feel for people for you. And so this could just be a very strong soulmate. It can even be a platonic soulmate, but there's just something about it that feels like significant in some way. So we'll see, right? Some people aren't sure about your sexuality because you're mysterious. What you trying to say, girl? 50-50, yeah. That's what people think. I think I'm not going to get a straight answer because Spirit doesn't like to really answer that question outright. They like to give confusing answers to things, that especially when it comes to the twin flame, because it's up to you and your person to discover that together and understand that together. But like, I'm bringing it up because it just felt like a strong connection. So I didn't want you to like, oh my gosh, Zoe. My cat's like behind the blinds, putting his little like paw through the blinds, like gonna take the whole thing down. But yeah, so I think it's just self-discovery. It's just things that you have to figure out for yourself. But I actually have to call someone back who just called me, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. But Kendra, thank you for your donation. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I will talk to everyone else, I think, tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. All right, bye guys.